At its peak, the British Empire was the largest the world has ever seen, and its legacy can still be felt keenly today, for better or worse. The territories it controlled range from the tiny islands to vast segments of the world's major continents. As the National Archive writes, the history of the British Empire is both a British story and a world story. How did the empire come about? The British began to establish overseas colonies in the Americas in the 16th century. But it wasn't until the 18th century that expansion really accelerated. British expansion, particularly in Asia, was facilitated by the construction of trading posts set up by the East India Company, a London-based trade business. In the face of increased competition from the French East India Company, the organization expanded its territorial claims in India with the use of a private army of more than 206 million men, until the Indian rebellions of 1857. So the British Crown assumed direct control of the Indian subcontinent, the epicenter of the empire. How big was the empire? From India, further expansion was undertaken through Asia, and by 1913 the British Empire was the largest to have ever existed. It covered around the 25% of the world's land surface, including large swathes of North America, Australia, Africa, and Asia. While other areas, especially in South America, were closely linked to the empire by trade. As a result of its size, it became known as the empire of which the sun never sets. It also oversaw around 412 million inhabitants, or around 23% of the world's population at the time. Why did it fall? Although there is no singular answer to this question, the collapse of British imperial power can be traced directly to the impact of the World War II. The campaigns it waged in Europe, Asia and Africa virtually bankrupted the UK, and the subsequent debt in the acquired severely compromised its economy. The empire was overstretched and culminated with growing unrest in various colonies. This led to the swift and decisive fall of many of Britain's key assets, some diplomatically, some violently. In 1947, India became independent following a no-violent civil disobedience campaign spearheaded by Mahatma Gandhi. Britain had lost the jewel in the crown, and this kick-started a domino effect across the empire. Less than a year later, communist guerrillas launched a violent campaign amid forcing Britain from Malaya. In the Middle East, Britain already abandoned Palestine in 1948. Ghana became Britain's first African colony to reach independence in 1957. By 1966, more than 20 British territories were independent. Little remains of British rule today across the globe, and it mostly restricts to small island territories such as Bermuda and the Falkland Islands. However, a number of countries still have Queen Elizabeth as their head of state, including New Zealand, Australia, and Canada.